gonna say like, I mean that's one of the ways to make money, isn't it?
Yeah,
when it comes to being a cook and whatnot, like it. Yeah, man, the whole measurement thing for me, and I'm not like some crazy cook. Do you know what I mean? Like I ain't some crazy. Like, I'm pretty basic when it comes to the meals that I do cook. I can cook a nice little something.
What's something though? What's something?
Like a. The thing is though, if
you're pressed.
If I'm pressed now because if what I say is not impressive,
no, that's alright, man. It's
gonna be a problem.
Right,
but you know, like say there's a nice sweet little lady around or something like that. Yeah. I might make a little like coconut rice and a bit of salmon or something, and you know some plantain on the side, a little bit of something like that. Do you know what I mean? Decent. Yeah.
Need some sauce and then you're good. Go ahead. Do a little honey garlic sauce.
How do I do that though?
Okay, we can go through it right now quickly. So get a bit of oil, fry some garlic and some chilies. All you have to do is add soy sauce, honey, maybe a little bit of water, and that's pretty much it. Just let it reduce. If it's not thick enough, cornstarch mixed with water.
See, what did you say? You said soy sauce, cornstarch. Out like them things don't appear in my shopping list.
I hear that. And that's what I want. That's the next step for me, is to like teach people how to cook, but also how to prepare ingredients and how to shop, right? Because there's cornstarch, for example, like maybe you don't use it, you've never used it. Like
I wouldn't know how to.
You wouldn't know how to use it. But once you buy it once and I show you what it's used for, you'll never want to like not buy it because it's just useful for so many different things. And cooking is like, you can borrow things from one like cuisine to another cuisine. So it always.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. When you say in one of your videos that Ghanaian and Chinese cuisine crosses over. In some
I try to make them forced to cross over, but they do cross over.
I forced it. I said I forced it.
I said I'll make it work. They cross over with. I think, like fundamentally, honestly, when you look at like a lot of cooking, it's very similar. You know what I mean? Very similar in technique and stuff like that. And so, the reason why I do stuff like that is because, like, I'm not Chinese. You know? I don't look like I am. So I know guys are not on the internet looking for my recipe for Kung Pao chicken, right?
Facts.
I'm not. But what I can do is show you how to make it my way, and I think that's more accurate. Like, there's a lot of food content creators that are like the most amazing chefs, that they have made all of the national dishes of every country, but like, I think the reality of cooking is that you don't do that, man. I can't lie to you. People live to like 70 and they only eat rice and stew and jollof. Maybe some...
And their belly shows it.
Yeah. Like, people don't actually really expand out of their cuisine at all. Do you know what I'm saying? However, what we can do is just like add a few more ingredients to your palate so you can have a bit more variation and that you're comfortable cooking lots of different types of things that are normal to you, you know what I mean?
It's quite sad what you just said, actually, about people not expanding.
Yeah, it's true though.
I mean, it's like a job. Yeah. There's one guy... Should I even say this? There's someone in my work, innit? And there's gonna be a lot of people like this, right? But you know, very soon my man's retiring, but he's been in the same company for 47 years.
That's amazing, bro. That's a long time.
That's like not venturing out and not eating a different type of cuisine. Personally, I don't know how you do that, but some people are comfortable with it.
I think it's like, it's your perception of food as well, because if you don't change it, then you're never going to change what you eat, right? People eat to survive. They eat because they're hungry.
Yeah.
They don't eat to have fun unless they're going to a restaurant. They don't cook to have fun, you know. They might.
But it is fun though.
It can be if you enjoy it, you know what I'm saying?
It should always be.
Yeah. Some people don't though, like I can't even sugarcoat it. Some people do not enjoy food, and if you're one of those, please just stay away from me.
You man who just eat for necessity, you need to think about.
You know what?
Life.
I always thought I could be that guy to change people. You know? Oh yeah.
Must say evangelist, food evangelist.
Man, you know them guys. They're not good for you, but I can change him. Like I thought I could be that guy where people just don't rate food and they don't like cooking. But it's actually hard, like, because once you have a perception that cooking is a chore, then of course it's gonna be difficult for you to do. And I understand why it's like that for so many different people. A big factor is the kitchen that they're cooking in, the people that they're cooking for, and the accessibility to actual produce and ingredients and stuff like that.
I got hella friends who don't cook because it's long.
It's long.
Like, because it's long. That's it.
That's just the explanation. It's long.
But like, bro, like nutrients, health is key. So I don't really understand it. How could I have one friend back in the day?
Yeah.
My man goes to Spain and it's like, where's the English food?
They'll be looking for fish and chips and stuff.
Looking for fish and chips and roast dinner.
That's quite sad.
Very sad. Yeah. Because how could you go to another country and expect the food that... But then again, that's quite a British thing. That's quite
a very British thing.
We
have to colonize, innit? We want to see our thing everywhere.
You know what I mean?
Actually, I say we, bro. I'm not saying we.
That's what I'm saying. I said we too. Unless it's
part of you, bruv.
Unless it's Euros 2021, unless it's World Cup 2022, then yeah, like low key back home thing. But yeah, man, very ignorant. But the process of cooking is quite long, but there's shortcuts.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is why I want to ask you: are you a wash up as you go, or a wash up at the end, man? This is a serious question.
A very, very good question.
It's a very serious question. Come on, what is it?
I'm gonna start with some context. I own a dishwasher.
Okay.
I've owned a dishwasher for a year now.
Okay.
I'm not lying when I say this. I've never used it once. Not once.
I've got a dishwasher in where I live. Don't use it.
I don't know, because when I grew up, right, I had a dishwasher too. It was my big sister, right? She washed the dishes.
Wait. I didn't clock that for a second.
It took years.
Yeah, I was. What?
Nah, it took you literally 1 second. That's so funny. Wash your eyes light off as you got it.
Yo, that's funny. Yeah. So your sister was the dishwasher.
Either my big sister or it was me. We were the dishwashers, right?
Yes.
And like we always wanted the dishwasher. We would, them times there where you'd look in the Argus catalogue and you'd look at the toys and stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes you see dishwasher and you're thinking, wow, I wish I had one of those. Right?
Life could be better.
But I always thought that having a dishwasher was for people that are rich. So like I conditioned myself in my mind that you have to be rich to have a dishwasher.
So sad to live in the struggle, innit?
But when I got one, I still felt like I had that mentality, so I just never used it.
Facts.
And plus, I don't think I would ever use it, just because, to go back to the actual question, it's much, much easier to wash as you go along, right? If you leave it to the end, first of all, on a scientific basis, food's gonna get crusty on the thing, right? It's gonna be harder to clean it off.
So it'll probably just take you longer to...
Of course, and you have to have more effort to put in, right? If you just wash it as you go along, it's just part of the cooking process. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I've used the chopping board. Wash the chopping board, leave it on the side, and also be strategic about how you and what you use. Like, sometimes I have a waste bowl that I know I always use for the waste.
Okay.
And that's always going to be sitting there, so I don't have to continue washing that and washing that again. And then if I'm going to use, like, if I'm marinating chicken, for example, right, in a bowl, and I'm just parboiling it, and I'm going to fry it afterwards, I'll use that same bowl that I marinate the chicken in to put the boiled chicken into that bowl. And then when I fry it and then put it into another bowl, right? Okay. So instead of using 3 bowls, that was a bit complicated, but instead of using 3 bowls, I use 2.
Two?
You know so just just thinking about it, like not trying to use everything in the kitchen sink.
Food science, you know?
Yeah. But definitely as you go along, like afterwards it's long. I only do it afterwards if like I'm shooting something that requires a lot of attention and I can't actually focus on.
I'm defo someone who will try to do the clean as you go thing, because for me it just makes the most amount of sense. It's the most efficient. Yeah. My only problem with that is that where I'm not an A1 chef, sometimes timings get in the way of my... So it's like I'm trying to balance frying this thing here while there's something in the oven, and I'm like, okay, cool, I still got I got 1 minute until that has to come out. So I'm trying to juggle all these things, to add washing up as well. It can get a little bit sticky, and I imagine that there's a lot of people like that. I'm all right at it, but I know there's some people who be absolutely nyash at it. So therefore, I hear the whole doing it after, but you man are playing yourself.
I hear it. I mean, it depends on what you're cooking though, because in cooking there's always idle time. Like you're never cooking for, like if it's an hour recipe, you're never cooking for the full hour. Like, it might be in the oven for 30 minutes. You just prepare the chicken and put it in the oven. In that time, wash the dishes. If you're frying something and you don't have the tech to, like, fry it and wash, then don't do it. Just do it at the end, of course. But, like, even if you do try to do it, just always be alert. Like, just have your mind on, like, the other thing. Like, it's mad, though. The other day, I was moving so fast in the kitchen, I thought, like, I needed back mirrors just to see where I was going, bruv. It was crazy. So sometimes it is chaos and you don't know what's going on. But, like, if you just break things down, innit? Like,
be logical.
Be logical, innit? So let's say I'm frying chicken, right? Like, let's say like a party, like a Ghana party fried chicken, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously, we'll put 5 pieces of chicken in the fryer. In my head, I know that thing takes, 8 minutes to cook, right? Yeah. So I know I can wash 4 plates. That 4 plates will take me 4 minutes, right? I'm not going to overdo it just in case I do burn it.
Right.
Sometimes you do burn it. I burn things literally all the time, right? But just don't, like, push yourself to a point where whilst you're washing the dishes, you're not thinking about the food. You always got to think about the food.
Always got to give care to the food. Always got to think about food like it's your bae or something, innit?
It's the babes, bro.
To be honest, it is. Food is actually bae. Can't lie. Food is really bae. It can be amazing. It can comfort you more than any.
Honestly, I'll be so honest with you. Like, food is like my most comforting thing. Like, there's certain recipes that I just think of when I've had difficult times and stuff, and I'd make it, and I'm like, yo, life is terrible right now, but it's only a little bit better just because I made this, like, you know, bulgur wheat and chicken or whatever it is. Like,
bulgur wheat and chicken.
My comfort food, by the way.
Healthy thing.
Yeah.
Vegan, no?
Nah.
Bulgur wheat.
Chicken, bro.
Sorry, that was dumb. But bulgur wheat, right?
Yeah, bulgur wheat is just another type of grain. It's like rice, but if you've been to a Turkish restaurant, North London thing, it's the orange thing. Jollof thing.
The jollof thing, but it's like in a ball, innit?
Yeah, it's like a circular shape. Yeah.
It's nice though.
It's one of my favourites.
So what does the food get you girl?
This is an interesting question. I've never ever. I'm gonna say this right into camera. Is this camera that I'm looking at?
That camera.
This is the camera.
Is this camera on me?
I promise you, okay. I've never once used cooking to get girls. Never once, right? Directly, like, I've never said, yo, I'm gonna cook for you, right? I think there's only been one situation where I've actually cooked for a girl that I'm pursuing, right? And that was not on I'm gonna cook for you. I was just there and I was like, oh, let's cook.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I've cooked for my friends that are female, right?
Yeah.
Very fine to do that. But people always think that I just DM people like, oh, yo, babes, like, oh,
let me cook for you.
You want some pasta? Like,
let me cook for you now,
bro. Like, I don't do it. A lot of people do DM me, like, obviously pursuing me, like, on the cooking thing, like,
come cook for me, like, yeah, we can watch this and that. You can cook.
But it's like that's an everyday thing. Like, it's never when I see that, it's like, just be more creative, man. Just be more creative.
You say every day?
Yeah.
Hey, you know when the DMs are healthy?
Yeah.
The DMs are healthy. Just seeing request section +10.
Can you cook? Come cook for me.
Hey, content creator life is nice though.
People love what's it called? They love a man that can cook, innit?
It's true.
So obviously, like, people think that
you're gonna do it for them.
I'm gonna do it for them. But like, I can't lie to you. Cook for me is not the line you think it is, man. It's not the line unless you're very, 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 very beautiful.
Of course.
But even so, that's happened sometimes, and I'm like, don't really care.
Yeah. Hey, Justin's a selective man.
Yeah, man.
Selective man. I rate it.
That's the PR answer.
Yeah. Man said man's media chain. Media chain. Nah, you gotta do it. I can't lie. 15-minute meals. Yeah. Do they actually take 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Do they though?
Yeah, man. Oh, bro, I gotta do something where I get people on the show to actually cook for them, to show them how to do things. It's a frantic situation, but I can make food in 10 minutes, like, as a minimum time. 15-minute meals, they can definitely be done. It's not complex things.
But the thing is, like, what's mad for me is that within those 15-minute meals, 10-minute meals, you're still out here chopping things. And for me, chopping is probably one of the, like, it's like one of the longest processes. It's not because you're just chopping, but at the same time, when you put that element into the cooking, for me personally, I know I'm always gonna be there for a certain amount of time. If I'm just boiling Indomie, I can just boil 5 minutes. I ain't have to be at the cooker. I can go do my stuff, come back, chuck an egg in there, chuck some frozen veg, and then I'm done. But chopping and all that adds to time. But you're out here chopping, doing 15-minute meals.
I mean, it's necessary. Like, chopping is not a long thing at all. I can't lie to you. And then this is another thing that I want to teach people as well. Is the equipment that you have. As a bare minimum, I think everybody should have a decent knife, just one decent knife, chef's knife.
Slice.
That's very sharp, and you should obviously sharpen it every few months. I know people probably don't think, Justin, like, I've never sharpened a knife before. I've had the same thing since '03, but it makes a difference. I can't lie to you. My parents has had the same thing since '98, bruv. Cheating, yeah. When I go back to the crib, it's a pain to cut the things. But
for real.
these are the small things that make cooking a joy, because once you have the tools to do the thing, it's so much easier. Like, my knife is sharp, so I can cut through onions in literally like a couple seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a quick tip that you can just acquire to just make things easier. So now that's not a 4-minute process. That's just a minute or 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And it's attitude as well, man. Cutting is not that long. Like, cut the thing, man.
Nah, you're right still.
Cutting is not that long.
Cutting is not long, but it's kind of long at the same time.
I might do a series of 15-minute meals just if you.
You should. You said that your recipes are where?
Oh, okay, so that's a good question as well. Right now, they're only on my Instagram.
I was gonna say, because
but before, it's a bit messy at the moment. I can't even lie to you. I had a website and they were all on my website. A bit of structural changes and stuff like that, where I've had to take the website down for renovation and stuff. And I'm trying my hardest to put all my recipes on my Instagram. So they're just all over the place. Like, best thing to do is just wait right now. If you really need something, just shout me. But
DM him.
Yeah. But at the minute, it's a bit of a... The website will come back again. The website will come back again with all the recipes.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, TikTok is great in that. You can't put a recipe on there.
You actually can, you know.
How? Where?
There's like a link that you can use.
Okay, cool. You can do that.
I think it's called... I can't remember. Oh, it's called Whisk. So yeah, you can add those to it. I don't really do that though. So yeah.
Do you film videos for a long time and then just chop it down and then put that onto YouTube? Sorry, TikTok.
Basically, that's what I do. So it's
but then is that? Sorry, let me be clear on my question. Do you make the video, let's say, for YouTube, like 5-10 minutes long, and then cut it down and then put repurposed content onto TikTok?
Nah, I don't do that. For the most part, I just shoot for TikTok or shoot for YouTube.
Okay.
So I think for TikTok, it's kind of a similar process. I'll just shoot like for an hour and then just cut it down and put it on.
So for TikTok, you'll still shoot for an hour?
Yeah, bro. That's why it's so labor intensive, and I can't be as consistent as like your favorite content creator, unfortunately, because like I shoot for minimum an hour. I mean, most shoots are literally like 2-3 hours. So I'm sitting there in the edit, like cutting 2-3 hours of footage, and there's so much stuff on the cutting room floor that's just so interesting.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, TikTok is more of it's like a training field, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to test like my ability and stuff, and what works with an audience, like psychology of consumers and stuff like this. And so I'll do that same thing for long form for YouTube and make shows out of it in formats that are much more evergreen and that last longer. But TikTok has been a really good way to see what people respond to.
Because they're just so like engaging. There's no other platform, in my opinion, where like people are commenting so much.
100%. And I think you as a creator can make your videos engaging by actually being present. So my favorite thing about being a content creator is actually talking to the people.
As in the comments, or just talking to the people via the camera?
No, as in like either the comments, DMs in real life, whatever other situation. I love it when someone like messages me and I can comment something useful to them, or someone comments stuff. My comment section, I literally try to reply to most people. Like,
you're good, you know.
When it doesn't get techie. Sometimes it gets techie, touching 2K comments. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I try to. I really do try to, because it's valuable to see what people think. You know? I remember there's one guy that said, "Oh, Justin, your videos are too long, innit?" So I commented like, "Okay, so how long do you think they should be?" And it's that kind of thing that I'm curious to actually know. And these are real people, and when you meet them and you start to meet people like more and more, and you start to see how people dissect you, it's super interesting. And so that's my favorite part. And I've always wanted to create a community on TikTok, which is near impossible nowadays.
What do you mean?
Because with TikTok, it's pushed by virality and what's trending. And so some of our biggest creators are creators that literally have no consistent basis, right? And their fans are just sort of audience
dotted
members
everywhere.
Yeah, they're audience members. It's like they're watching a show and they can't really relate to them. Whereas I want to create something that we're all part of. When you see the growth, it's like you did that, you know. Oh, you reposted that video. That's what you lot have done. You shared it. That's what you've brought it to Twitter or something. That's what you've done. So it's like there's small ways I do that by. Sometimes I just mention people's names in videos. Like these are real people that I've met or real people that I know. And they love it, man. They eat that stuff up. Like you see it in the comments. Oh, he said my name or whatever. But like at the end of the day, like I know what it's like to be a consumer of content, and I know what it's like to not be noticed, and I know what it's like to feel like you're part of something, innit? So that's what I really want to be as a creator on TikTok. Is someone that appreciates the people. So I'm always gonna try my hardest to connect with you, innit? If it's DM, like more, unless you're moving to me, like I'll reply.
Unless you're moving to me, I will reply.
Yeah, I mean, I might reply if you're moving to me as well. But depends on the day.
This guy's too media trained, fam. This guy's too media trained. Now, but I hear you though, like that whole community build up thing. That's definitely something I've wanted to do as well a lot, and I feel like I have successfully done in certain times, like creating a meetup before concert. And everyone coming.
How's that gone? Yeah, I've done stuff like that.
So like, I did it for the Dave tour at the O2, and it was good. No, it was real good. A good turnout. But what people don't see is that I did it 4 times, and only 1 time banged. But I pretty much put up every time on socials.
What was happening? Yeah.
So I got some bad reaction, like, or not the bad reaction, but the it flopped, that kind of thing.
So you've done that, yeah.
But then there was the 1 out of the 4 that banged, and for me, it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as there's one time where you connect with your community and everyone appreciates what it is that you're trying to do, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? And then even the time where, let me not even say it didn't bang, but the time where there was a smaller amount of people, that was good as well, because we were able to actually like connect with each other a lot more. And now a lot of those guys that I met in that first time, still just in the DMs with them, talking with them, how you doing and that, like, oh, you know, are you going to this concert? Are you going to that concert?
That's sick, yeah.
So that element of building a community is like very important for me as well. And I loved being able to build that community like through music.
Yeah, I hear that.
So it's like, it's important. It actually is very important. One last thing I wanted to talk about, these voiceovers.
Yeah.
TikTok has got voiceovers in a chokehold. I know that everyone puts on a smoky voice when they're doing voiceovers.
Okay.
Speak about it. Because you're I know, man, like yeah, so you know, we just got a chicken. I can't even do it. I know that happens. I know that it's a thing.
Alright, cool. Yeah, let's talk about that. So, I've been doing voiceovers. Like that was my main bread and butter for like a good year and a half. I was only doing voiceovers. Okay. I did them on Twitter. Fun story. I've actually been dragged on a TL for like trying to lotion people with my voice. Like a video done like 150k ratioed. People saying, "Oh, why is this nigga trying to move to me?" Like doing the recipe. And like the sad thing about that is that
people are so insecure, man.
I didn't do it on purpose. I accidentally set the audio too low, and so it was very low. It sounded like I was whispering into the mic, man. Okay. ASMR thing. I hate ASMR, by the way.
But literally, that is what VO has like turned into now for TikTok specifically.
But with my one, I'll be honest with you, right? The most surprising thing I had experienced when I started doing content is this, like consensus that people really liked my voice. Like they really liked it. And when I first saw that, like I was thinking, wow, okay, I like my voice too, but okay, this is interesting. And then it started happening again and again and again. And for a long time, that was actually my brand. Just like people it just sounded therapeutic to them.
Yeah.
And so I never had to put on a voice. Like it was actually me just speaking. However, right, and this is the straight drop. If I shoot a voiceover in the morning, it's gonna sound like I'm lotioning you.
Yes.
Right. If it's later in the day, it's gonna sound okay. But these days, I never shoot a voiceover straight in the morning because I'll come on the mic and like, yo, so today we got the chicken. We're gonna flip it and turn it around.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you pat it dry.
Gotta marinate it.
Make sure you don't want it to be too sticky and that, because you know when it's too sticky, like it's not a good situation. But sometimes it's a good situation actually, if you know what I'm talking about. But no, you don't. Anyways,
if you know, you don't.
And so it can get like that. It can get, but I don't try to. I promise you. And if I do, it must be one of those like subconscious things. And like nowadays, especially over the last month, I'm super wary of it. So I try to be as normal as possible.
I don't even think you should be though.
No, I think you should, man. Because like, I think I should, innit? Because I've had interactions with people in real life, right, where they're like, they expect some sort of. I don't know if sometimes some people just expect me to be frying plantain on road or something, but like
just on the mains, like
just on the mains with an apron on and tongs. But like I've had interactions. I remember somebody said to me, it rattled me so much. Like they just said, "Oh, like you're not like how you are," or something like that.
I hate that.
Or they said, I can't remember what they said, but it was a party. It was at a party, and
it's just like, what do you expect? Like,
I think it's difficult because it's like I am like that, but it's just I have to be in a certain situation to fully be comfortable. Even on this podcast, like I feel very comfortable with you, very calm. It's good. But like sometimes when people approach you on the road, first of all, like it's a mad thing. Like if where you like Justin, like I'm thinking, whoa, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, like who are you? Like what are you what are you getting into? Like,
yeah, at first I'm thinking, whoa, what did I do in it? Now I'm getting used to it and everything. But like, even so, like you have to remember that you've caught me off guard here.
Facts.
You've caught me off guard big time here. So, like, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm here in it.
Yeah,
like, I'm here. Is what it is. Like, spend some time with me. You get to know me. That's calm, innit? I think we have to remember, like, everybody we know, at first, we didn't really know them that well, and they didn't seem how they actually are, right? Once you get to know somebody and you start to see their personality, then it's just normal. Like, that's how they are, innit? So if you see me one time and, like, it's not necessarily what you think, spend a few more sessions with man, we'll get to that. Like, we'll get to that.
I mean, I think people need to be a little bit more, like, realistic with what their expectations are of when they meet a content creator who they've only ever seen in the capacity of online, digital. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're not always going to be like how we are on camera. For me personally, some of my content is a little bit heightened in terms of like my theatrics and whatever, right? But I have that within me as a normal person. It just comes out a lot more when I got the camera in my face. Do you know what I mean? I'm more comfortable to do it there. But then you might see me like on road and I'm just chill, like I'm calm. But you can't, as a consumer, expect that the person who you see on digital all the time is gonna be like that in real life. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point because, like, everybody's complex as people. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody has deeper sides. And I think when people meet me, or when they get the opportunity to talk about content with me, they're always kind of surprised. Oh, so you actually think about this stuff? I'm super strategic about it. Like, I know that there's an element I genuinely do just wake up sometimes and just like make whatever. But like,
slap the camera.
In terms of like my strategy, like I've researched a lot, like in everything, in every single department. So obviously this is all behind the surface. You're not gonna see this. And it's the same with personality. Like, there's something about me that you like, so you always see me for that. But as people, we're so complex. So like at the end of the day, you're not gonna know the full story, unfortunately. But one thing that is great is that you do know a person, you do know part of me, and that's genuine. For me, I can say you know a genuine part of me, and that's why I've had so many amazing interactions with my fan base, and it's so like beautiful when I get to speak to people and like to see them inspired or to just see them interact with me and they're just enjoying themselves. I'm enjoying it because it's like so interesting to find out how people perceive you. Yeah, it's very interesting. Sometimes in a bad way, but yeah, man, that's just one of those things that comes with like being a creator.
Yeah, is it full time for you?
Well, technically it is. I'm still in uni.
Oh.
It's a very big secret. Not really. I just don't identify as a uni student.
I was going to say something mad then, but I'm going to keep that off camera.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I'm in my 4th year.
Okay.
But I think my uni don't even know, like, I'm barely there really. Like, it's just content. It's just, I'm basically full-time, to keep the answer short. But on the legal thing, I still have a uni degree to finish.
Yeah. Still got that 2-1 minimum to secure.
If I pass, I don't even mind. I don't care at this point. Like, actually, no. I'm trying to get a first, mum. Trying to get first.
Bro, I was actually trying to set you up nicely because I know that like mumsy and pops are watching, bro. That's why I said to you.
But they don't mind either. I probably say this, but they probably do. But I think because my pathway is already here, like, and I'm already doing what I got to do, like, career-wise, it's not really a big issue.
Nah, I hear you, man. Yeah. Last thing, what is coming up next, man?
What's coming up next?
Yeah, man. Like, what can we expect from Justin? Whether it be the content, whether it be the brands, like
So I can say this because I actually already spoke about it publicly, but I'm gonna do a form of content that's gonna be just about me. It's called Justin the Journal. It's gonna be this journey of me trying to get my own cooking show, right?
Okay.
That first episode that we kind of piloted was a little bit of a taste of what it's gonna be like, following me around. But it's gonna be a lot more produced, and in general, in the future, I'm gonna go into a lot more productions and make my videos a lot more polished. I think there's a fear within like the TikTok community to make content that's produced and that's like well made and polished and stuff. But my background is in filmmaking, and I love food, and all I'm trying to do is mash those things up together. So yeah, I got that coming up. Just more content, man. More content. If you just follow me, we can see together. We can go together.
Trust me, journey together. Yeah,
journey together, man. That's it.
That's good, man. That's good. Appreciate.
Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate having you on, my guy. That's Justin K. Arthur. I said that right?
Very, very right. Yeah.
Come on. It's your boy lockdownT. You already know what the deal is. This is that TikTok show. Make sure you follow him up. Make sure you follow me up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit up our TikToks, yeah? Alright, boom. Peace and love. We're out.